Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Thursday, September 19th, 2019. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. I choose to do the majority of my trading in the last hour of the day, and more specifically in the last few minutes of the day, because I feel like those prices are the most valid prices of the day to make my buying and selling decisions from. The reason that I believe that is that during the day you have algorithms and you have the day traders moving the market around. At the end of the day, near the close, when the majority of the volume comes in, it comes in from the market makers and the large financial institutions, and they are taking control of the market. And I feel they are the best informed, the best capitalized, have the best technology, have the best analysts. And so therefore, they're the ones that move the price around right near the close of the day, and I feel like those are the most valid prices to make the my buying and selling decisions from. So, in addition to having the most legitimate prices, in my opinion, at the end of the day, is that it allows you to have a life. It allows you to do other things. You don't have to stare at the screen all day long. And even though I still do stare at the screen, I'm analyzing the whole day about what I'm possibly going to do at the end of the day instead of getting in positions, out of positions, which takes away my focus and my attention from my end of day trades. So anyway, there are a lot of advantages to end of day trading. I really do. I really wish that I had been an end of day trader since the very beginning of my career. But sometimes it doesn't happen, and I'm glad I found it. Better late than never, right? So, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming by today. I hope everyone is doing well. I appreciate you coming and spending your time. I hope you're learning something. I hope you're getting a return on the investment the time investment that you spend here with me each day. So anyway, I just want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. If you can, just say hi in the chat, just so I know that we're all connected correctly. And then we will get on with it. So, currently we're not doing much today. We were up much higher earlier on the Dow. Now we are slightly negative. NASDAQ is up a little bit, 16.92 points, up about 0.21%, and the NASDAQ is up 4.8, So kind of a break-even day, kind of a dull day compared to yesterday's big craziness with the Fed minutes. Let's take a look here. Okay, good. We're coming through. Ash, how you doing, Ash? I don't think I've seen you before. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions about anything that I'm discussing today, Ash, please let me know. But thank you for coming by. Hey, Larry, what's going on? Good to see you. Hey, what's Larry doing? I love that name. JT, that's me. Always staring at the screen. Yeah, I know. It's okay to be staring at the screen, just as long as you have a plan for it, right? Like I said, I stare at the screen not all day long, but for a couple hours before the podcast, just to see what I might want to be looking at the end of the day. But if I were to just get it, do little day trades here and there, it takes my focus away from what I think is most important, and that is entering the best end of day trades. But yeah, I know. It's one of the things with trading, isn't it? Hey, Gamer Squad, good to see you. Thank you for coming by. Marco, hey, buddy, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for coming by as always. If you have any questions, Marco, about anything, you please just let me know. Ash says, doing good, thank you. You are certainly welcome. All right, so okay, the plan for today, as usual, everybody, is first of all, we're going to go ahead and we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. We're going to get that out of the way. We're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and more importantly, how I'm going to manage them going forward, either to the upside or to the downside. After that, we're going to do a few minutes on trader psychology. I feel like trader psychology is the most important skill that you can learn in trading, and the most important skill that you need to be a long-term profitable trader. And so I do like to touch upon it every day. Hope that it does seep in and that it will start resonating with you and that you'll take it to heart, because honestly, I've been doing this for 24 years, and that is your most important indicator, is you, right? And how you manage your trades, whether or not you let emotions get the best of you. If things go your way, if you start not thinking correctly, or you start getting euphoric, you put too much size on, or conversely, if it goes the other way, you get too depressed. Usually when things go against you, people have two responses. One, they either double up, triple up, quadruple up, because they don't want to believe it's going down, and then it cannot go down any further, which it certainly can. Trust me, I can tell you this from experience. Or they've been beaten up on their trades and they won't take the next trades. So, this all has to do with psychology. Please think about your emotions as a skill that you manage. And so, if I said, look, you need to get some skills in technical analysis, you understand that. But also, you need skills in regulating your emotions. And that, like I said, in my opinion, is the most important skill that you can learn. So you have to work on that. And in my experience, the best way to work on that is just to follow your plan, get in a habit, regardless of how much you don't want to do it, and you'll start building those pathways in your brain, and it will become a habit. And in my experience, that's the best way. So anyway, we're going to share a little bit on trader psychology. Then we're going to come back. We are going to go through my entire watch list one by one. We're going to take a look at the support and the resistance levels, the technical levels of each chart, and if we find something at the end of the day, I will go ahead and buy it. And I do mention this every day, but I look at indicators like RSI and MACD and previous ranges and ATR channels, and RSI. I look at these indicators as potential groups of buyers. So if you can get a confluence, you can get a combination of an RSI buyer coming at the same time a MACD buyer comes in and a moving average buyer comes in, now you're in pretty good shape, because now you're within other groups of buyers. And in order for a stock to go up, obviously you have to have more buyers than sellers. So if you have several groups of buyers coming in at any one point, your chances are much better than if you have tons of sellers coming in at the same time from different indicators. So I like to look for a confluence or a combination of indicators in order to make my trades. So, and then after that, after the market closes, if anybody has any questions at all about anything I discussed today, if you're not clear on anything I mentioned, please let me know. I'm happy to try to clarify it for you. If you'd like me to take a look at any stock symbols, I'm happy to give you my humble opinion. If you're having some kind of issues with your trading, you're not sure why something's happening over and over and over, and if you feel comfortable to share, please let me know. Or if there's just any part of technical analysis that you're not sure about, I'm happy to answer that as well. So that is the plan for today. So if you could be so kind to hang on for about 40 seconds, I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be right back. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right. Well, let's get to it. As many of you know, I have had some issues with my Trade Navigator. I can get some data from some stocks, but I can't get any data from any stocks from the New York Stock Exchange, which is the majority of the stocks that I trade. So I will be switching back and forth from different charting platforms that I have, unfortunately. So hopefully Trade Navigator will get that resolved quickly. If you're watching, please get it fixed because we need it. I love your charting platform. I've been using it for 20 years, but this has been difficult. All right, so I did buy DDM. DDM is the double leverage Dow ETF. I did buy it back here on the 26th of August. We've been in this trade quite a while. I bought it because the previous day closed under the 200. And the day we bought it, it closed over the 200. This is a good back-tested, profitable, long-term quantified approach to trading DDM, staying in the DDM when it's above the 200, getting out and staying out when it's below the 200 and not getting back in until it closes back over. So this is a mechanical trade. This is a robot trade. I'm going to stay in this trade until one of two things happen. Either it continues to move up, hits my profit target, phases me out. I like to phase out each day as long as the market gives me a certain amount to the upside. And I have been phasing all the way up through here, have not had any profit targets for the last 4 days on DDM, have not had any today. Again, this is not today's data, this is yesterday's. But we'll look at other charts that have today's data. But I just want to show you no profit targets on DDM today. Conversely, if we close back below the 200 day, I will get out and I will lock in a loss on the shares that I still have. But you can see really wouldn't be much of a loss because my entry literally is right here at the 200 day. So regardless of what happens, this is most likely going to be a very profitable trade because I've gotten out of 70% of my position already. I've locked it in. The market can't take that back away from me. It'd be unfortunate if it moved all the way back down here, but you never know. So, I like to have different type of trading strategies. I like to have discretionary trading strategies. I like to have mechanical trading strategies because sometimes you'll get a really big long move on a mechanical approach like this one, which has been, extremely profitable. So real quick, if we look at the DDM chart, you can see it was up. This is real time. It was up higher today, but has reversed, which I don't like that. But again, it's a mechanical trade, so I'm not making any discretionary decisions. But I don't like this. This is a V1 to the downside. Yesterday's high, today we went higher, and right now we are lower than yesterday's close. But again, it's a mechanical trade, so I don't take any of this into consideration. If it was a discretionary trade, I certainly would be taking this into consideration. All right, so DDM. Phase out to the upside till I'm out of shares. Wouldn't take much. 2 or 3 days, I would be completely out of this trade to the upside or close back below the 200 is my stop. Okay, Google. So this is a real-time chart. I did buy Google back here on the 10th of September. I bought it because my entry signal was a 10 simple moving average crossing over the 30 simple moving average. This is a good back-tested long-term quantified approach to trading Google. The mechanical way is to get in this when the 10 crosses over the 30, get out when the 10 crosses back below the 30. This is a stock, not an ETF. So in this particular case, I'm using the 1030 crossover as my entry signal, but I am managing this discretionarily. I mean, I could trade this completely mechanical. Unfortunately, I would have to hold through earnings, which I don't like to do. So this is discretionary. If I don't like the price action, I will be getting out. So we bought back here on 1202.70. Right now it's 1238.81. So it's been a nice profitable trade. It's moved up, excuse me, and extended from my entry point. The last 4 days I've been waiting for a close under the previous low, and every day this one went under but closed over, went under, closed over. Yesterday went under, closed over. So this kept me in the trade. Currently today we did hit one profit target, which I'm glad because we haven't had very many profit targets for the last few days, but we did hit one today, higher than where it is currently. Now, as far as going forward, I'm a little concerned here. We did go higher than this previous range, got rejected, and came back in. We're at a 62.59 RSI. which it still does have, an area to move up to the 70 RSI. The 70 RSI currently right now is up at the right here at 1278. This is the blue line. But I'm a little concerned what the market's doing after yesterday, and I kind of don't like that we tested this high. I mean, I only have about 50% of my position remaining because I have been phasing out as like we did today. So I'm gonna have to make an end of day decision here. I think probably, this is kind of a little bit of the art of trading, making these fine-tuned decisions here. Oh boy. Well, that wasn't good. All right, well, that profit target was about there. But I'm gonna have to probably key off of this previous high, which was right here. So I think what I'm gonna do, everyone, is as long as we close back under, see how we tested up here and failed, as long as it closes under that blue line, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just lock in profits on Google. If it closes above and closes back up into the into a new range, that will be a different story. But it's been a nice trade so far, but I'll just have to make a game time decision at the end. All right, IBB. IBB is another mechanical crossover approach. I haven't had so many crossover positions in a long time, but I did buy IBB back here on the 16th of September when the 5 EMA crossed over the 30 EMA, when the blue line crossed over the gray line. Now, yesterday, obviously we had a big down day. Today it has recovered nicely. I'm going to stay in this trade until either the 5 crosses back below the 20, the 5 crosses back below the 30, or I phase out to the upside. And so today, let's see. Today I did hit one profit target much higher up here at 105.25, but again, this is mechanical trade. I'm just going to stay in it as long as the 5 is above the 30, as I just showed you, and phase out to the upside until I'm out of shares, or conversely, if the 5 crosses back below the 30. So anyway, grateful that we hit one profit target today, took some shares off at a higher price. The market can't take that back away from me. It's had an issue with this level up here. So this is a paint by numbers mechanical trade. I'll just stay in this until the 5 crosses back below the 30, or it keeps moving up and I phase out until I'm out of shares. All right, Johnson & Johnson. So I did buy Johnson & Johnson yesterday at 130.34. I bought this because we moved up higher. We came back down into the value zone and we had this nice V1 entry. A V1 entry consists of 2 bars, day 1, day 2. Day 1, you have the low here. Day 2 washes out day 1's low. So it goes below, but then it was strong enough to reverse back up, close above day 1's close. In addition to that, we closed above a 50 RSI. We closed above these moving averages. So that is why I bought the position. Let me show you here on today's chart. So we bought it yesterday. Today it is, it's just slightly went negative now. So we did not hit any profit targets. We are still holding above the 50 RSI. My stop on this is a halfway of the washout bar. This was the washout bar. This is the day that washed out the day 1's low. So halfway of this washout bar, let me just show you. Right about there. If we close below here, I will get out because there should be some support, 50 Fibonacci support here at the halfway of this bar. In addition, if we lose that, we will also close below the moving averages and also close below the 50 RSI. So anyway, pretty much just a break-even trade. It was up higher today, but did not hit any profit targets yet. All right. QQQ. So I did buy QQQ back here on the 4th of September. I bought it because we had a 520 EMA cross. This is another mechanical crossover system. It backtests well. It's a quantified long-term profitable backtesting approach to QQQ when the 5 EMA crosses over the 20 EMA on a closing basis. I did buy it here at 188.30. You can see it has moved nicely ever since we've bought it. I phased out a couple here, phased out a couple here, phased out a couple here. And then move down, move down, move down. We did hit one profit target earlier today up at 193.83. So it was about 18% of my position. So I am starting to clear out this position, and I'm glad that I've locked, well, actually all the profit targets I've locked in here have been at a profit. But going forward, I'm either going to continue to phase this as it moves up until I run out of shares, or conversely, if the 5 crosses back below the 20 EMA. So glad we hit one profit target today. So, all right. If you've been listening to this channel for a while, you know that I mention this every day. I do buy the SPY, the SPY, the S&P 500 ETF tracking. SPY, I buy it every single day at the close, and I sell it first thing at the morning, regardless of its technicals, regardless of anything. So you might ask yourself, why would you do such a thing? This is based upon a study from Liz Ann Saunders at Bespoke Invest on Twitter. But with this approach, you have two options. Option number one is you can buy the SPY each day at the open and sell it at the close each day. So buy at the open, sell at the close, buy at the open, sell at the close. If you would have done this every day since 1993 on the SPY, you would have actually returned a negative 13.9%. However, if you did the opposite, which is what I do, I buy the SPY every day at the close and I sell it every day the next day at the open. So buy at the close, sell at the open, buy at the close, sell at the open. Using this approach since 1993, you'd have actually returned 634.2%. So what this really means, everyone, is that all the gains in the S&P 500 since 1993 have happened in the after hours and the pre-market session. They bid it up after the close in the aftermarket, in the pre-market session, and they sell into it in the morning. That's exactly what it means. And I do like this chart because it's a perfect representation of what a good trading approach with an edge looks like. Over time, you can see this approach definitely makes money, but in between, there's bumps and bruises and ups and downs. So you have to look at any trading approach as in the long term. You have to have a long-term approach because in between you're going to have ups and downs. It doesn't mean that it's not a good trading approach. It's just a normal part of randomization and distribution in the equity curve, right? Sometimes you're going to have ups, sometimes you're going to have downs. So the blue line is the buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning. This is what I do. The opposite, the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. This is this line, not too hot tamale, right? So the key takeaway to this, whether it's buying the S&P in the afternoon, selling it in the morning, or any other approach, is you have to take the long-term approach. You have to position size correctly so that no matter what happens in the short term, you're still in the game to let your edge play out like it has played out here. So it's very important. So I did buy the SPY yesterday at the close at 301.10, and I did sell it today. I don't know why that's red. I did sell it today at the open for a profit. 301.10, sold it at 301.50, so made 40 cents overnight. So that was good. This has really been a good approach for me. I've been using it since February 26, and it has returned a nice return on investment. There's ups and downs. The month of May, I think it lost 80% of the time, but just like I showed you on this chart, there are ups and downs, but in the long term, at least so far, this has played out with a nice edge. So I will be buying this again today at the end of the market, right at the close. All right, Square. I did buy Square back here on the 13th of September. I bought it for a variety of reasons. Main reason, well, the three reasons are as follows. We have a double bottom with a bullish divergence. You can see we have a bottom here. You can see how deep the bars are here. the momentum bar showing momentum to the downside. We rally, we come all the way back down. Even though we're lower than this previous low, we have no red bars, which means that the momentum is waning on this second leg. And the implication is, if momentum is waning, there's a good chance it's going to turn back the other way. But you do need to wait for a signal, and we did have a signal here on the 13th of September. Remember, big context of double bottom, waning divergence, right? But the previous day we were under the 30 RSI, and the day that I entered, we went from under and closed back over. That is a trigger for me. Also, we had a beautiful V1. Here's day one, here's day two. Day two washes out day one, closes above day one's close. So we did buy here. We have been scaling out so far as we have moved up. So it's been a profitable trade. My exit is going to be on this particular trade is two options. One, if we get up to the 50 RSI, reject it, I will go ahead and get out. Or conversely, if we close today under yesterday's close, this is the red line. It's not showing today's, I'll show you that in a minute, but this was yesterday's close. If we close today under yesterday's close, I will get out and just lock in the profits. Be glad that I locked some profits up here. It will still end up being a profitable trade, but if we start making lower lows, closing below the previous day's lows, that's not a good sign. So let's take a look at Square real quick. And you can see, so this is a real-time chart. Yesterday's low was 58.76. Currently we're at 58.92. So as long as we stay above 58.76, I will continue to stay in this trade. All right, last but not least is Square, SSO. This is the double leverage S&P 500. I did buy this back on the 6th of September when we had a 10 EMA cross over the 50 EMA. This is another quantified profitable backtesting approach to trading Square. You stay in it. As long as the 10 is above the 50, I like to phase out as it goes my way. So currently, as is, let me take a look. We did hit one profit target today, I believe. Yes, we did hit one profit target up here today. It's not showing today's, but we did hit one profit target. Just an added note, when I bought it here, when it had the crossover, I only bought a half a position because it was so high outside of the 1 and the -1 ATR channel. So it is a discretionary trade. It's a paint by the numbers trade. It's a robot trade. I will stay in this as long as the 10 EMA stays above the 50 EMA. If it moves up, I will phase out until I'm out of shares, or conversely, when the 10 crosses back below the 50, I will get out. So that is the plan with our current positions. So we are green today. I'm glad to announce that after yesterday, and we did hit a few profit targets on Google, IBB, Qs, and SSO. So I am going to be watching Google pretty carefully today. It is starting to flirt with that previous high there. I'd really like to see it close above. If it closes above, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. If it closes under, I'm going to go ahead and just lock in the profits. So, all right. So listen, before I mentioned, I want to talk a little bit about trading psychology. It's the most important part of trading. It's your most important trading skill. This is from Buy Side Trade at Buy Side Trade on Twitter. I do like this channel. I think they have good information here, and I would suggest going to Buy Side Trade at Buy Side Trade on Twitter and following them and reading their posts. But what I liked about this is they're talking about the 9 costly mistakes new traders make. And I would say even 9 costly mistakes that old traders and veterans make, because these are always something that we have challenges with. But number 1, lack of a specific strategy. Everyone, you need a specific strategy. You can't just know 1 or 2 setups. I mean, it's good, you have to know them, but a strategy is not just a setup. A strategy is money management, correlation, where you're getting out, where you're getting in. It's a complete strategy, but you really need a complete strategy, not just where to buy. I know a lot of people say, hey, I know where to buy, I just never know where to get out. Well, getting out is a huge part of a strategy, right? Money management is a huge part of a strategy. So you have to have a complete strategy. And, if you need help with this, you have any questions, please let me know. Number 2, risk too much on one trade. This is a major killer of traders. As you guys know, I only take a maximum position size of 10%. So if I had $100,000 in my account, I would only buy $10,000 of a particular stock, no matter what, right? And in addition to that, I will only take 6 positions, or 60% of my capital that I will ever have in positions at any one time. I never have 100% of my capital in positions at any one time, but risking too much on one trade, just don't do it, everybody, no matter how good the setup is, right? Respect that there's risk. Me personally, I use a maximum of 10% of my capital. Number 3, ignoring a stop loss. Okay, so obviously we need to follow our stop losses, right? They are our protection in the market. And we need to focus on risk. The way to focus on risk is 1, not to risk too much on your trade. Number 2, adhere to your stop loss. Second guessing themselves. Okay, this is a big one. When you have a plan, stick with the plan. Don't second guess yourself. It takes a lot of extra calories that you burn and anxiety to go, should I not, should I not, should I not? Just have a defined plan so you don't have to go through all this drama. Revenge trade after a loss. Okay, this is a big one. We do not want a revenge trade. Revenge trade is a certain loss because we have the emotions that damn Amazon, I had a big loss. I have to get it back, and I have to get it back from Amazon. It cannot be from any other stock. The money has to be from Amazon. Well, that's just ridiculous, right? And you'll know when you're starting to have that feeling like I need to get it back from this stock. I would suggest just moving on to another stock. Sometimes you have a thing about a particular stock, just let it go. And please don't revenge trade. Trade reckless after a win. Okay, so when you have a big win, you start making a lot of money, you feel bulletproof, you don't have any fear, you put on too large of position size. See, number 2, risking too much on one trade, right? If you just have a plan of 10% of your position size on any one trade, you won't run into that. Fight the trend. Yeah, a lot of traders fight the trend. The trend is your friend. Now, of course, I like to buy dips. There are 2 opposing statements: buy the dip and don't fight the trend. Well, they both don't work, but there are certain times. But there's low and there's too low. Right? If you buy there's a point where you can buy low, but there's a point where it's too low. So don't fight the trend. Predict instead of react. Yes, don't try to predict stuff. You're not going to be able to do it. React to what the price action is doing. And number 9, seek instant gratification. It's a big thing. That's why people are so impulsive. They want that quick, instant gratification. Just make sure that your trades are part of a plan. So anyway, buy side trade, at buy side trade. These are mistakes that traders make. So try not to make these mistakes, please. All right. All right. Where are we at here? All right. So the market, market is sold off. Market is starting to sell off. So, okay. Let us go through, see if we have any potential signals for today, see if there's anything going on. And if there's not, we just won't buy anything. All right, here's Apple. Don't like Apple here. We have made a lower high. See, this is lower than this high. We've made a lower high V1. Yesterday's high. Today we went above yesterday's high and closed below. This is a bearish signal, especially coming from a lower high perspective. So there is nothing on Apple today. I'd have to have Apple come back. I'd have to have Apple come back into the value zone, settle down, move sideways before I would be interested. Okay, Adobe, we bounced off the 200 day yesterday. Would have been a great entry, but because I buy at the end of the day, this was too much of a big move up. So there is nothing on Adobe here. If we came back down, tested the 200 day or the 30 RSI, I might get interested in, but nothing on Adobe. AGQ, we did buy AGQ right here when we had the 5 EMA crossing over the 20 EMA. That is a really good back-tested long-term approach to buying silver. Unfortunately, we did buy it here. Yesterday we had the big move down and untriggered the trade. The 5 closed below the 20, and so I did have to take a loss on this. I would buy silver again if the 5 EMA can close back above the 20 EMA. And just a good point here, just because you have one crossover that works, that does not work, people tend to not want to take the next one, and that's a mistake. You should take them as they come. AMD is just moving sidewards here, no crossovers, no V1s, V2s, so nothing on AMD. Amazon, I look at Amazon here on this other chart because it's more clear. It's possibly triggering a V2 today. Here's day 1, day 2 washes out day 1, day 3 to be valid would have to close above day 1's close. Day 1's close is 1822.55. We are currently at 1822.70, so we are above it. I'm concerned about taking it here. I don't like to take V1, V2 trades when this is about the maximum. I mean, I'll take them down here, down here, down here, but when they get 3/4 of the way up, I get a little hesitant to buy because this one ATR channel here does act as a resistance many times. So we'll have to see where this closes. This is right on the bubble as far as possibility, so let's just see where that closes. We'll keep it in the back of our minds. Boeing had a nice break above the 200, has kept moving from there. It is just too high right now. We're at a 65 RSI. Where I'd really like to see this come back, I'd like to see it come back into the value zone. The value zone is the 1 ATR here, the green line, and the -1 ATR. The -1 ATR here, the green line. So right in here is my favorite spot to buy because are within value. So I'd need to see this come back down into value, ideally move sideways, trigger a V1 or V2 to the upside. So nothing there. Alibaba, much stronger earlier today. You can see it's kind of a pin bar reversal, meaning we opened lower, we went up, and now it looks like we're closing right back down. So nothing on Alibaba. Caterpillar moved up strongly, did get rejected near the 3rd ATR channel. 90% of prices stay below the 3rd ATR channel and above the -3rd ATR channel. So when prices start getting up into this range, if I'm long, I'm definitely looking to enter. If prices get down here to the -3rd ATR channel, I'm definitely looking to enter, as long as I have some accompanying triggers to get me in. Just because it's there doesn't mean to get in, but I need some kind of trigger to get me in. But moving back down here into the value zone, V1, V2 would be interesting. DBC had that big move up on the news last week of the oil pipeline attacks. Nothing here on DBC. DDM we have. Disney, wow. Look at Disney, everybody. Not so good. Not so good. Going forward on Disney, currently we are now at a 40.66 RSI. I would be looking for a confluence of a 30 RSI at the same time we're at the 3rd ATR channel and some kind of V1, V2 trigger, or really nice to buy down here at the 200 day. This would be a very good risk to reward ratio. So, if you're really dying to get into Disney, keep your powder dry and wait. There are really no signals here, indicators that tell you buyers are going to be coming in. And if there's no buyers, likely it will move further down. Etsy did have a huge run when we went under the 30, back over the 30. Unfortunately, I missed this trade. I didn't miss it. I saw it. I just didn't take it. and it's had a huge run. It did run into some resistance at the 200-day and down again today. So nothing on Etsy at the moment. Ford, not doing so hot today. So nothing on Ford. Facebook is up today, booking the trend, which is good. For me to get interested on Facebook, I would have to take a 1050 EMA cross, and these are still ways away. Either that to the upside, or again, as with most stocks, if we go under 30, back over 30 on the RSI, or a bounce off a major moving average below. 5 has had a great move up, got too high up here in the third ATR channel. It is moving nicely and orderly back into the value zone. I would imagine that we would have some kind of bounce here eventually, but everything's good here. We made a higher high, we came back down to the value zone, we're starting to move sideways. I need a V1 or V2 to trigger me back long into this trade. Gold is up today a little bit. I would be interested in buying gold when the 5 EMA crosses back over the 20 EMA. That is another good, profitable, back-tested approach to trading gold, but nothing to do here yet until the 5 EMA crosses over the 20 EMA. Google, of course, we have. I'm going to make a game time decision on this, whether or not this will close above this previous range, because it tested above today, did not like it. So if it closes below, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to lock in the Google trade. It's been a good trade so far, right? We bought it back here, 1202.70. Now it's 1240. So currently, about 38 points to the upside on Google. So all right, Goldman Sachs, as with the other ones, it's moved up too high. I need to have it come back down in the value zone in order for me to get interested. Intel, again, same thing. We had this huge move up, came off the third ATR channel, still above the value zone, or the 1 and the -1 ATR channel. I'd like to see it come back into here. Look for a V1 or a V2 for a bounce. IWM. Same, come back into the value zone, look for some kind of bounce. IBB we have. So this has sold off a little bit. We did hit one profit target today, but again, with IBB, I'm staying in this until the 5 crosses back below the 30. That's my signal to get out, or if it continues to move up, I'll phase until I'm out of shares. All right. J&J we have. It is now gone negative on the day. We are slightly down on the trade. My stop is a halfway of yesterday's bar, of the washout bar, right here at about 129.69. So if we do close below 129.69 today, I will go out and take the small loss. It's okay to take small losses, everybody. It's just part of trading. You just want to keep them small and get out when you're supposed to. KO. Nothing on KO. Lockheed Martin, nothing there. Again, it's above the channel, needed to come back into the channel, look for a V1 or a V2. MasterCard was currently, earlier, was currently working on a nice V2. Here is day 1, here is day 2. Day 2 washes out day 1. Currently, or earlier in the day, we were above day 1's close, which would have been very good. It would have been a valid V2, and at the same time, we were over 50, we were over the moving averages, but now we are under. So that is why I wait until the end of the day, so I can see where these things close, because again, I feel like the closing price is the most important. If I would have made this trade earlier in the day when it looked good, I definitely would be underwater right now. So that's why I like to wait for the close. Currently, we're at 48.79. It would be much better if we could trigger this V2, close over 50, and ideally close above all these moving averages, because that would give us some nice move to the upside. But where it is right now, I would not buy it, but we'll watch it. MO, boy, big sell-off today on the vaping situation. Take a look real quick. It is currently at a 23.55. I do like that it bounced off the third ATR channel. Remember I told you earlier, when things get down to the third ATR channel, that's, you might want to start paying attention, but there's no trigger here. If this closed above 30 for some reason today, that would be an entry. But right now it's only at 23.52. So nothing there. Merck is pretty strong today, isn't it? RSI is a 49.89, so it looks like it did test the 50 earlier today, and if it closes below 50, if I was in this position, that's exactly where I'd get out. Now it's exactly 50, so there is a potential on Merck today because of this fractal. A fractal is where you have a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. I like where the fractal is happening right here in the value zone. So this actually at the moment does not look too bad. Let me quickly run the numbers on this. All right. So this looks like a potential for today. And again, the reason why we took out this fractal, here's the high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. Looks like we are closing above that. Looks like we're going to, if we close above the 50 RSI and these other moving averages, I do like it, and I like it because it happens inside the value zone. Microsoft, big day, but definitely got sold into it there at the top, so I can't buy that. It's too high. How we doing on time? Netflix, down even more. Right now we are at a 38.99 in order for me to get involved and interested in Netflix. At this point, down at these levels, I would have to have it go under 30, back over 30, or a nice V1 or V2 that triggers me back into the value zone, back between these two lines. But nothing there right now. Nike, nothing on Nike. Philip Morris had a big reversal bar today. We're working on a V2. Here's day one, day two, day three. Day two washes out day one. But today would have to close above day one's close. And this bar's, well, I guess it is only one ATR, so it doesn't look bad, but not enough for me to do anything with today. All right, PayPal, nothing on PayPal. The cues we have, of course, we have that on the crossover. We did hit one profit target. Glad we got out of that profit target up there. That definitely helps. Snap, strong. Nothing there, too high. SPY, we did buy it yesterday at the close. Had a nice little profit, little 40-cent profit overnight. We'll be buying that again today. Square looks like it is still holding above yesterday's low, therefore I will keep it. SSO, we are in this. We did hit one profit target. This is the mechanical trade, so nothing to do there. TLT, bonds have rallied, but really nothing to buy there. Tesla up today. It's just too high. It's above the value zone. I don't like to buy above the value zone generally. Twitter down today. Still above 50 RSI. MACD is negative, moving sidewards. Nothing there. UNG did get rejected by the 200-day up here and then has moved back down. So nothing there. UNH has a V2 here. Here's day one, day two, day three, day two. Washed out day one. Currently, we're trying to close above day one's close, but I'm not going to buy this here because day two happened with a gap, and I don't like to buy gaps unless they come back down or are filled. This did fill a little bit, but not all of it. I like Merck better. USO, nothing on USO. The dollar is just moving sideways, not doing anything, nothing there. VIX is down again today. We are at a 36.15 RSI. Nothing there. Looks like the market's selling off here. Verizon looks like it's forming a V1. Here's day one. Day two washes out day one. Looks like it may possibly close below day one's close. That would give us a lower high V1 to the downside. That is not positive at all. Walmart. Nothing on Walmart. XLE. There is nothing on XLE. XLF. Nothing on XLF. We did have a previous really nice trade here on XLF right here. We went from under back over the 200 and we rode this all the way up until we ran out of shares right here. So that was a great trade, but nothing new. XLE, nothing there. XLU, nothing there. XLV, nothing there, and XPH, nothing there. So the only possibility that I see today possible Amazon. Currently, right now, it has not triggered a V2. It's under day one's close. I'll just take this off. You can see a little easier. Here's the close. We are now under the close. So Amazon does not look so great. MA did not trigger. It untriggered. And Merck. So what I wanted to see on Merck, everybody, was I want to see today close above the fractals high. Here's the high, two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. We were above it earlier. Right now we're at a 49.32 RSI. So if this doesn't close, if this closes under 50, I'm going to go ahead and not take the trade, because if it closes under 50, it will also close under the high of that fractal bar. But I like this in a lot of ways because it's happening right here in the value zone. So we'll just have to watch that and see. All right, let's take a look at the current positions. All right, well, we know DDM's fine because that's a mechanical trade. Google's not looking so hot here. So most likely I'm going to go ahead and I am going to sell Google today and just lock in those profits. I don't like that we rejected this previous high. I don't like this kind of pin bar reversal-y type of action. And this will be a nice trade. I mean, from entry to where it is right now, 2.72. So not too bad. Not too bad, but I'm probably going to go ahead and just take this off. IBB, good thing we hit that profit target up there. That's why I like profit targets, because you phase out, and we phased out right near the top, but we are still, the 5 is still above the 30, so no reason to get out of this because this is a mechanical trade. Oh, J&J is not looking too good now either. Yeah, so we were up much higher on J&J. This will be my stop today right here at about 129.67. So if we drop and close below there, I will just go ahead and lock in the small loss. And then the other one to watch is Square. As long as it closes above yesterday's low, I will keep it. I will keep it. So the things we have to watch right now are Merck, $84.08. So Merck, 84.08 is kind of the line in the sand right there for me right now. So we'll watch that closely. Square is hanging in there. Google's making another run of it. But as long as it closes below that previous high, where was this on my charts here? Gosh, sorry guys, having these new charts is really messing up my timing. But as long as it closes below the 1242.90, I'm gonna go ahead and just get out. But we're having a comeback here. Okay, so we have 5 minutes. And then when the market closes, I'm going to get to everybody's questions. Sorry, I've had all this to do here. Hey, Steve Burns, good to see you, my friend. And Murat, and let's see. Steve says, 31 watching now, Greg. What is your all-time viewer highs? You know, I'm not quite sure. I think 34, I think this might be it today. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. And thank you, Steve Burns, for coming by, my friend. It's always an honor to have you here. I say that every day, but I really, honestly, truly, and sincerely mean that. Murat says 32, and I think this is the peak. I show 34 on mine. I don't know. Maybe there's a difference. And Larry, I will look at FDX for sure as soon as the market closes. So here we go. Wow, okay, we went back positive on the day. That's good. That is certainly good. I will take it. All right, so quickly let's go through Square. Looks fine. As holding. Looks like it's holding. Google. Amazon. No, and then Merck. Oh, Merck's doing it. Merck looks like it's doing it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sell Google. This doesn't look very likely. That's going to close above, and it was a good trade.
Order filled.
All right, and then I've got to go over here, sell Google.
Order filled.
Okay. How are we doing? 3 minutes. SQ. Looks fine so far. Merck. $84.08. So right now it is below. Square looks fine. Google we sold. Okay, so Google's out of the way. So really the only thing I'm looking at is Merck at 84.08, and it is very close. So let me get this queued up here. It's 49.54. We have 1 minute. It's the 49.63 RSI. Now it is above. We have about 30 seconds. Now it is under. Now it is under, so at this point it looks like I probably will not. Square's fine. Everything else is fine. So
Order filled.
Okay, so I did not buy Merck.
Order cancelled.
I did not buy Merck. All right. I did buy the SPY at 301.08. All right. So we sold it at 301.50 today, and we bought it back at 301.08. So.
Order cancelled.
All right. Thank you for that. And then Google I sold at 1238.52. All right, right about where it closed. So that was a nice trade on Google. From here, up, phasing out all the way to there. So I am out of Google. Pretty light on positions right now. I do have DDM still. Google, I just mentioned we got out of everything. So Google, thanks for the trade. Appreciate that, my friend. IBB did hit one profit target today, did come back off, but glad that we got that. I'm going to keep that as long as the 5 stays above the 30. So we'll see what happens. Johnson & Johnson. Did stay above our stop. My stop is here, the washout day. Here's day 1, day 2, day 2 washed out, day 1 closed back above. Halfway of this bar here is going to be my stop. So slightly down today, but still a keeper. Qs, we did hit the one profit target way up here, so good for that. I'm glad to be getting out of more and more shares there. SPY, we entered again here at 301.08. Square we kept. Man, guys, sorry, I know this sounds complicated because it's complicated for me on my end going back and forth from these charts, but Square did again hold above the previous day's low and close, so it closed above the previous day's low, so we're good with that. And then SSO. So anyway, literally almost exactly a break-even day today, but I will take it. It was up nicely earlier. But that's how it goes. But I am very, very happy with
Order cancelled.
the break-even day after yesterday's drama. So, all right. Listen, I want to get to your questions. I want to get to your comments. If you don't mind, I'm just going to do my quick little plug. Let everyone know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching, teaching, and mentoring sessions in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I've had really good success with my clients. I've taken some clients from horrible losers to consistent winners, and I'm happy to do that for you as well. What we do here on the live stream, I hope it's helpful, but the one-on-one is more helpful, I promise you, because I teach and then I have you teach it back to me. And I have you teach it back to me until you know it. That way I really know that you know it. So if you've been thinking about it, now's a good time. I did switch my course around. So now I offer a 10-hour course, 5 2-hour Skype calls, one-on-one live Skype calls. Where I'm going to teach you everything that I know. And if you're interested, the rate is in the description of this video and also my email. So you can reach out to me either by email or you can reach out to me on Twitter. It generally just starts with a free phone call, and this goes for anyone. We can have a free phone call, free Skype call, 30-40 minutes. I just want to get to know you better. I want to understand what your trading approach is, what the challenges you're having, what goals you have, and then I'll put together a customized lesson plan for you to help you achieve those goals. And as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, you need to have a comprehensive plan that covers everything from entries to exits to position size to correlation. You need all of this. And I think that's one of the main benefits from doing the course with me is that, I will put together a rock solid plan for you. So anyway, if you're interested in having that 30-40 minute call, please let me know. It's 100% no obligation. Like to talk with the followers anyway, but I have to make sure it's the right fit for me and for you as well. So if you're interested, reach out to me. And then lastly, if you like this channel, if you like the information, if you're learning something of value, please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. It helps it helps YouTube promote the channel and gets more people in here. And Lord knows there's a lot of people that need help with their trading. And I can tell you this because I speak with a lot of people. And when they talk to me about their trading, I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of holes in that trading plan, a lot of holes. I'm not disparaging anyone or saying anything negative, but I'm just telling you that most people think they have a plan. They do not have a plan, right? So, hopefully if they come to this channel, they can get more of a plan. So help me help them by hitting the thumbs up button. So, okay, that's my plug. Thank you for listening to it. Appreciate it. So let's see. JT, have you tried options instead of stocks for your overnight S&P trade? Will it work? I don't think so. I think we've talked about this before. I think the time decay overnight, JT, would negate the edge. I'm pretty sure of that. And then of course, you have the bid-ask spread, although I'm sure the bid-ask spread's pretty close on S&P options. But I think the main thing is that I have not seen any backtest, any quantified data on that, and I do have quantified data on the way that I've been using the SPY trade, and it certainly has worked. I got to tell you that, JT. Murray says 32, and I think this is the peak. Okay, so good. So it's pretty close, 34, 32. I see 34 on my screen earlier, but thanks for looking at that, Murray. FedEx. All right, Larry, let's look at FedEx. I have a feeling this is going to be an ugly chart. Boy vey. All right, so this is the non-working chart. Let's go to the working chart. All right. Well, we are currently at a 39.10 RSI. I mean, we had earnings again, guys. Good reason not to hold through earnings. Look at this. I mean, holding through earnings is one of the fastest ways to lose a bunch of money. And what we want to do with trading is we always want to look at risk first, even before profit. We want to minimize risk. So if you're trying to minimize risk, buying in front of earnings is the absolute worst thing you could possibly do. But going forward from here, all right, well, we hit the third ATR channel. We have an inside bar here. I think ideally on FedEx, I'd like to see this go down even further, under 30, back over 30. I think that would be about the only way that I would approach this. So that's what I would do. I don't think I would buy it here. I don't think I would buy it here until it goes under the 30 and back over the 30. Hey, John, how you doing? John says, I saw 37. Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks, John, for noticing that. I don't usually see it very often because I'm looking back and forth from screens. I remember when we had 2 and 3 people. Do you guys remember that? Some of you that were from way back when. I remember when I started the channel, I thought, man, I hope I'm not going to be the only one on there. But it's grown, and thanks to you guys. And I mean, honestly, sincerely, everybody, thank you for coming and spending your time. I mean, and investing your time each day like you do. I mean, I feel honored, and I really hope that, what I'm teaching here, I'm really hope that it's making a difference in your trading. I really hope. I'm trying. Haroon, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Haroon, what was the stock we were looking at the other day? ZB, maybe? No, what was it? I know you had me look at a stock. I can't remember. Ramble Ron, hey buddy, what's going on? Once you get 100 people in here, you're going to need some moderators. Yeah, I thought about that, Ron. I see some of these channels that have so many viewers, and the comments are screaming and screaming and screaming by. I don't know how I'm going to be able to address all the comments at that point, if it gets to that point. So I guess we'll just have to take it as it goes. Haroon, if you can hear me, what was the name of that stock? I'd like to look at that again. Murat, Zynga up today. Oh, let's look at Zynga. Oh. Very nice. Very nice. I think Murat bought that back in here somewhere, I believe. Right in here, I think. Right in here. Wonderful trade, Murat. Nice going, especially on a day like today to have a nice up day. Congratulations. Ash says, when you say you will buy SPY at the end, is it in the last 5 minutes or the close of the market? So Ash, I use a market on close order, which is kind of nice because I just, before 15 minutes before the market closes, you can put a market on close order that basically just says buy this many shares at the end of the day. You don't even have to think about it. It just does it automatically on the close. I mean, if you wanted to do it manually, I guess you could do it in the last 5 minutes, but I think as close as you can get to the close as possible. But I use a market on close order, and most brokers have that. Let's look at SEDG. Wow. Very nice. Do you have this, Haroon? This is really good. Now, would I buy it here? No, I couldn't buy it here. It's too high. It's above the 1 ATR channel. It's nearing the 3rd ATR channel. We probably have some resistance over here, but MACD went positive. That's very positive. We're at a 63 RSI, a little high, but I'm not I'm not saying this is not going to keep going up. Probably more likely it's going to go up than down, but there's not a good entry signal here for me. There's not a good risk to reward here for me. But let's see, QURE. So we're at a 39 RSI. We haven't had a V1 or a V2. I can just tell from the MACD bars, I would like to see this come back down and test that previous low, because if we do come back down, we're going to have a double bottom with a bullish divergence. So as with so many stocks, you guys, I like buying dips. I like to buy 30 RSI dips. I like buying under 30 back over, especially in the big picture if we're working on a double bottom with the divergence, which right now I can just tell going forward that we are going to have. So I think sit on your hands right now on QURE, but because there's no other buy signal here, I would wait for a move down under 30 back over 30. And if it doesn't go down, it just keeps moving up. Well, that's just how it goes. Wiener Dog Trading. That sounds like the best trading name ever. How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for coming by. I like that name. I arrived late and there were 39. Wow. No kidding. I'm always switching back and forth, so I can't really concentrate on how many viewers. Wow, I'm surprised. That's awesome. And thank you for coming by, Wiener Dog. Appreciate that. Murat, I think J&J is about to go up in a long streak. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up 10% in a short time. The only issue I have with J&J, it raises slowly, drop much faster, but geometry is in place. All right, well, let's look. We do have J&J. The thing I like about J&J, guys, is here we have a low, we have a rally, we make another low, we have a bit of a MACD divergence, we have this huge bar up here, this bullish engulfing bar, and some pretty strong volume. It moved up. It's not out of the norm for this to come up, hit the 1 ATR channel. We generally have resistance at the 1 ATR channel, but you see this nice orderly down move, and you see how it comes on lower volume. I mean, with this kind of move, yes, people are going to take profits. And so it's not unexpected, but it was very orderly. There wasn't a lot of volume. When you move up and you come back down in the value zone, it's always best when you do it on low volume because that's people just taking some profit. It's not distribution. Then we come back down, we move sideways. I entered yesterday, of course, with the nice V1 back over the 50, back over the moving averages, all of that. I would have liked to, volume did pick up a little bit today, but we'll just have to see. But again, I do like the structure. You're 100% right. I do like the structure of J&J, and we'll just see what happens. But as with any trade, get a trade where you have nice potential upside, and if you're wrong small. If I'm wrong from here to about here. If I'm right, I could be right from here way up to here. So you have to have these asymmetrical trades. But I 100% agree with you about the geometry, Murat. Hey, Frederick, I am late. Just came back from the restaurant. Well, I hope you brought a note about why you were late. Hey, I've got your charts to look at, Frederick, so I'm glad you're here. Oh, Haroon says ZM. That's right. Let's take a look at ZM. I think we talked about this back in here somewhere. I think I said I would probably hold it over the 200-day moving average. No. Take that back. I said I think I would hold it as long as it held the 30 RSI, and it did hold the 30 RSI. I mean, now we're up to 44.89. So, Haroon, now it's getting kind of into a different phase. See, prices tend to go from the 30, find support at the 30, find resistance at the 50. If they can get over 50, they probably go to the 70. If they drop from the 70, they're probably going to get support at the 50. And if you lose the 50, you're probably going to get support at the 30. So, we've gone here from under 30, over 30, but now we are at a 44.89. So in my opinion, if we move up here, test that 50 RSI and then close below it, personally, that's where I would take my profits or get out of the position. If it holds above the 50, I would probably hold it as long as it stayed above the 50. So I hope that helps. Haroon says, yes, I have it. Jess E, how you doing? That's a new name. Thank you for coming, Jesse. Thank you for your time and education. You are certainly welcome. I hope it is helping. Haroon says, thank Wiener Dog. Thanks. It's Karen. Hi, Karen. Nice to have you here. Thank you very much. I hope you keep coming back. All right. So listen, did I miss any? Let me see real quick. All right. Let me take a look. Frederick sent some charts, and I want to go over those with Frederick and with everyone else. So if you ever have charts of trades you want to send me, feel free. So this is Frederick's first chart, Gossett Systems. So you entered V2 close above the 200-day. So okay, you bought this here when it went under the 200, back over. Dang it. Still 918 still in the trade. 919 sold the full position, closed below previous bar. Yes, I totally agree with you. Closed below the previous day. Closed below the 50. Still a profitable trade. Very good. Very good. It's tough that we had to give back a lot from here to here, but you have to stick with your plan. That's what you have to do. And it did close below the previous day's close, and it still held the 50, but yeah, I would have sold that as well. But hey, you locked in a trade, so congratulations. Let's take a look at your second one. Okay, 911 entered V2 close above the 20 EMA. Okay, close above the 50 RSI. That is good also. 918 still in the trade. 919 sold half the position. Fantastic. What a trade. What a trade. What a trade, Frederick. That is awesome. And we did close above the previous high, so that is extremely good. And I am glad that you sold half your position. That's excellent. So, moving forward here, what's our RSI? 74.76. If it were me, if we close below the previous day's low or we close back below the 70, that's where I would take it. But fantastic trade, man. How much was that up? That was up 5%. Man, you've had like a 10%. You've had like a 13% trade on that. Congratulations, Frederick. Thales 919 bought V1, close above 20 EMA, close above 50 RSI, target previous high. And we also have a bullish engulfing candle here too. So this is one of those trades that you're 100% right. You have a bullish engulfing candle. You do have a nice V1. You did close above the 20 EMA. You did close above the 50. That's all very good. The one thing I don't like so much about this trade, Frederick, is that we have come down, 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 down. I'd like to see us come down, down into the value zone, then move sideways, then have this kind of action. So I think that would be a better setup with that happening with some sideways action. This may just bounce for a day or two before it goes back down. I don't know, but this is one of those tough trades where you have a lot of things going your way. You have a bullish engulfing candle, you have a V1, you close back over the 50, you close back over the 20. Those are all good, no doubt about it. But the one thing I don't like is this downward sloping, this huge move down. My expectation is we might rally a day or two before coming back. In this kind of situation, Frederick, where you have conflicting signals like that with the strong down move, I would probably have taken a half position. But keep me up to date on that one. I'd like to see how that one works out. And then IMERYS. All right. So you bought yesterday V2, close above the 50 EMA. Yes. Close above the 54 RSI, target 200. Okay, so yes, you have a V2, you closed above the 50. Let's see which one's the 50. The red, okay, that is good. Again, same thing here though. We have an up move, we come back down. I'd like to see this come down, move sideways a little bit. This just kind of went down. It did move sideways for 2 days, so I guess it's okay. But ideally, the more sideways movement like this kind of sideways, not bad, not bad. Let's see, what's the RSI? 54. So it's all good. It's all good. I would definitely watch it around this previous high here, see if we get some resistance. But in the future, Frederick, look for ones that move up, move down into the value zone, and really go sideways for a few days. The sideways movement is indicating that there's no more sellers left. And that if you have no more sellers left, it's probably easier to move up. On that one you just sent me, the one here, this one concerns me the most because we had this huge down, 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 down. There was a lot of sellers here, and there still might be more sellers. I'd like to see this move sideways. Obviously, I want this to go up for you, but just something to think about next time. But congratulations. These all look really good, other than what I talked about with the downwards movement. But I'm proud of you, Frederick. I'm proud of you that you are really starting to see these indicators. Oh, you've come over from Steve Burns' group. Well, thank you for coming over. Steve is a good friend of mine, and he has such great information and such great stuff. So I would continue looking at his group as well, because he has things that I don't have either. But I can't say enough good things about Steve Burns. He's a real teacher and mentor of mine, and I've learned so much from him. I can't thank him enough. You're welcome, JT. Murat, just emailed you a position I have. This is the one I waited to see closing price before selling it, and it closed above my mental stop. Now it is up 25%. Oy vey. Let's see. can I share this, Murat, or no? Yeah, looks nice. Like that chart too. Let's see. This is the one I wanted to see closing price before selling it, and it closed above my stop. Oh, this. Okay, now I got you. This is the one that you were gonna sell it, but you waited to want to see the closing price because what we talk about, the closing price being the most valid, and by waiting till the end, you stayed in it and is now up 25% from your entry. I remember. Well, good. I'm glad the suggestion I gave you helped you on that. I really am. Let me take a look. Let me do a quick little screenshot here. Okay, so let's open that one up. All right, so here's Murat's trade. So I don't know exactly where he bought it, but entry, oh, okay, 41.36 on the 5th of July. So somewhere back in here, he bought it at 41.36. He was going to get out, but instead of getting out, he stayed in the trade based upon the closing price, and now he's 25% up on the position. Fantastic. Nice charts, too. The trading view charts, right? Yeah, something doesn't work out with Trade Navigator. I may have to go over. But nice trade. Boy, 25%er. That's beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. Frederick says, okay. Understand more sideways. Thanks for your analysis. You are certainly welcome. Always afraid to miss the move up. I know, but you know, Frederick, it's important that we get that sideways movement. Again, it indicates that the selling is over. If you can go a few days without another big down move, that's a better indication that it may have found some stability. You know, these V bottoms where it goes down and then goes right back up, they usually don't hold. So my question is the RSI. I never look at RSI, but it is hitting 70 RSI. What should I think about? Well, you know, again, Murat, let me see if I can find a good example. All right, so here's the cues. So, you know, I always look at RSI as levels, and there are buyers that come in at the 30 RSI, right? There's sellers that come in at the 70 RSI. I buy these 30 RSI dips. If it gets up to the 70, I'm going to look to sell those dips, sell those rallies. And so are lots of other people, Steve Burns, myself included, tons of other traders. So, you know, the way that I look at RSI is if we go up to a RSI intraday 70 and then close back below it, I know sellers have come in. It's a good time to take a profit. Sometimes it goes further. I totally get it. But other times, you know, you close above 70. I'm going to keep it as long as it stays above 70, and then I'm going to sell it if it loses 70. So, I mean, look at the charts here. I mean, I'll even try to zoom these even more. But, you know, got close to the 70 before it came down. Here it closed above 70, which is good, then came down. But, you know, whenever we get up here or down into here, they tend to be, you know, look right here. It was a top, went up to a 70 again, top, went up to a 70 before it came down. So I always, if I'm long, I'm always keying off the 70 RSI. If it fails at the 70, it's a good place to take profits. And of course, as you guys know, I always talk about trying to pick stuff up at the 30 RSI as well. So, if we look at your chart again, yeah, we're to 66, 69 RSI. And, basically what RSI tells you is how much and how fast something went up. And generally you kind of run out of buyers. I mean, look over here on your stock, it did get up to 70, right around 70. That was about the top. It did hit here, the 70 before it came down, hit here, came down, hit here, came down. And one other thing I can tell you right now on this chart is we're getting some RSI divergences, meaning we're going high, high, higher, and the RSI readings are going high, lower, lower, lower. To me that's bearish, Murat. You have an RSI divergence, and you have an ATR divergence. Do you see here at this high? See, we're almost up at the 6 ATR channel. Now we went higher. We're only at the 5th ATR channel. So that's another divergence. So you have an RSI divergence, you have an ATR channel divergence, and you're up near the 70s. So yes, if it were me, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying if it were me, I would be careful, and I would look to see if it rejects the 70 RSI, and that's where I would take my profits. Frederick says, okay, I will not click the mouse. Okay, well, listen, on your really super great trade, I honestly would have told you the same thing. I mean, we did move sideways for a few days, but then we came back down. Honestly, I'm probably not sure I would have taken that trade because of the lack of sideways movement. And if you hadn't taken it, you would have missed out on this whole great thing. So, but best to see some sideways movement. I can tell you that. Best to see some sideways movement. But if you have other indicators like you did on this chart, with above 50, above the moving averages, all these things, I know it's tough. And if you're ever in doubt, take a half position. All right, everybody, I've got to get out of here and go hiking. Thank you again for coming by. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to Frederick. Thank you to Murat. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, JT. Good to see you. Karen, Wiener Dog Trading. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope you keep coming back. Haroon, great to see you. Jesse, good seeing you, and I hope you come back as well. Ramble Ron, thank you, my friend. Good seeing you. And yes, if it gets up to 100, maybe we will need some moderators for sure. Ash, nice seeing you. I like that name. John, great to see you as always. Hey, what's Larry doing? Thank you for coming by. Steve Burns, always an honor, my friend. It's always great to have you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Marco, thank you for coming by. Gamer Squad, good seeing you. And Ash, I already said that. So I think that's about it for today. And hope you have a good rest of your day. Go out and do something nice for somebody. And hope to see you tomorrow during the last hour of the day. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice. and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.